Yes. My name is Jessica Suslik. I'm the co-founder of Soul Center OC with my mom, Patricia Griffith, our angel in heaven. And want to make a note, thank you so much, Lacey Johnson, for being here today. Lacey came in yesterday afternoon as a pinch hitter, so we are welcoming her. And Jeff, we're so happy to have you as a Let's start with our declaration that is in your program, please. If we can please stand and say it with great conviction for ourselves and each other and the entire world, right? There is one life, and that life is God's. That life is perfect, and that life is my life now. I am here to receive the divine message for me. I am awake, I am tapped in, and I am transformed. We have Vaughn for our exciting announcement.
Exciting? Well, do I have to make it exciting? I'm Vaughn Aronson. Very nice to see you all. Hanging out in the rain and the mugginess. The music to... Oh, that was you. Okay. Already getting excited. Please remember to turn off your cell phones, turn them off, or put them into meditation mode, as Reverend Keith would say. Events and classes happening now. Reverend Keith's Daily Affirmative Prayer streams live on Soul Center's Facebook page or Zoom, 9:30 a.m. Pacific daily, except Sundays. The link is in the newsletter or at soulcenteroc.com. Course in Miracles with Akili Beckwith is back on Tuesdays at 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific. Join anytime through the year. Details are on soulcenteroc.com. 10-year anniversary. We're excited to announce that we're in the beginning phases of putting together our 10-year anniversary month, the planning committee. Please see Jessica for more information if you'd like to help with that. To stay informed about our All Soul Center's events and news, sign up for our weekly newsletter on soulcenteroc.com. All right. It's so exciting. Volunteers, please help us thrive by volunteering. Go to soulcenteroc.com. The welcome table there or out here, or see Birgit to sign up. And thank you in advance for doing that. And volunteering has always been part of a spiritual practice in most traditions. So that's one of the ways that we become part of the group and part of the community and share the love and connect with each other. The Soul Circles, join the Soul Circle in person or in Zoom to grow together with others in the community by contacting Scott. Now this one's different. soulcirclesoc@gmail.com. That would be Scott's email. Congregational song. And now let's all sing Soul Center's congregational song.
Good morning, Soul Center.
Good morning.
This one is a great one. Sing along is encouraged, not mandatory, but encouraged. And don't worry, it's a call and response, so even if you don't know it, we'll help you out. This is called Holy, Holy Way. Let's stand up. Let's have a good time. If you're able. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me know that love is all around.
Presence by Joel Goldsmith. Most religious teachings have not given us the truth that God is omnipotent in earth as in heaven. But the day is here when every knee must bend to the truth that there is but one power. All metaphysical teachings have their origin in revelation of God as one. But what has happened to the teaching? It has been lost in a modern devil mortal mind. Followers of orthodox teachings fear the devil, and those who follow the newer, more modern teachings fear mortal mind. Wrong and ignorant interpretations of truth bind us to the belief in two powers, but the answer is always the same. God is the only power. Every one of us, in some degree, in our human experience, has accepted two powers. God and a power apart from God. A power that is sometimes available and at other times cannot reach us, and we are now paying the penalty for such acceptance. We must rise to a higher dimension of life in which we see that there is no power in any effect. All power is in the cause that produces the effect. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. And that's from Isaiah 55:8. I want to invite you now to join me in prayer. And how grateful I am for this moment, how grateful I am for my spiritual community, my spiritual home. How grateful I am for how we have chosen to come together today in this configuration, in this unique gathering of beautiful souls. How grateful I am in knowing there is one thing taking place today. This divine action of omnipotent love and power and creativity. This presence, this divine spirit that is always bringing forward our highest, our best, our good. How grateful I am today to celebrate and commune with my community as we celebrate and commune the divine spirit of God itself. For I know there is just this one thing taking place, this presence that is never absent. There is no place where the Spirit is not. It is with me in all things always, and it is for every beautiful soul here today. And we're united in this presence. We're one with it. We are a divine spark and an expression of it itself. And I'm grateful today to speak a word of prayer over our celebration. Speaking a word of prayer over our Night Kids Village. How grateful I am for this gathering where our youngest congregants come together to share their hearts and learn together. How grateful I am for how we show up for each other, how we take turns and serve each other and serve our community. Blessing those that come early and set up, those that stay late and put it all away, and for every action, decision, and all those things that take place in between that bring forward this celebration. Blessing our musicians today, how grateful we are for their talent and how they share it with us. So I'm just open to the goodness of this day. My heart fills with such gratitude and love for my community, for what's taking place here, for I know it as being something truly wonderful. So I'm taking this word now as I release it into law. I know it is done and fulfilled and complete. And in agreement of this, we simply say, and so it is, amen.
So it is, amen.
Okay. It's time for affirmations. So, you'll find them in your program, and they'll come up on the screen. I will speak aloud, and then we'll all repeat them together with sincerity and acceptance. I stand on a sure foundation of oneness and walk the path of love beyond conditions.
I stand on a sure foundation of oneness and walk the path of love beyond conditions.
The genius code within me activates universal intelligence with power and grace.
The genius code within me activates universal intelligence with power and grace.
Love and peace speak to me, through me, and as me.
Love and peace speak to me, through me, and as me.
Held in the embrace of pure spirit, I am supported in all that I do.
Held in the embrace of pure spirit, I am supported in all that I do.
Cosmic energy restores my body temple and renews my mind.
Cosmic energy restores my body temple and renews my mind.
Gratitude is the very essence of my being.
Gratitude is the very essence of my being.
It is so, and so it is. Amen.
It is so, and so it is. Amen.
And as you know, after service, if you would like to step into prayer with a prayer chaplain today, seek us out. We're happy to hold the highest and best for you in prayer. So before our musical inspiration, I'd like to take a moment to introduce our speaker today. As many of you know, Reverend Keith has taken the day off for a personal adventure, and of course, he made sure that we would be spiritually well fed. So with that, Reverend Arlene, I want you to know, is an agape minister, a spiritual teacher. She's dedicated her life to assisting individuals in remembering their spiritual potential and capacity. She's created the I'm Keeping True multidimensional workshop, where through prayer, fasting, intention, and meditation, many participants have experienced revelation and transformational healing. Reverend Arlene has been a part of the agape community since 2001, and in addition to facilitating classes and workshops on spiritual growth, nutrition, and wellness, she's been a powerful leader and director of Teen Agape. She's also a director of the Odyssey for Young Adults and the Living Foods Ministry, and so much more. She's spoken at Agape many times, and we are truly grateful to have her here with us today. So now we'd like to invite our musical guest today to share our inspirational song. Thank you.
Still I will Together we will run.
Wow. Let's give Lacey some more love. Jeff, Brian, thank you so much. Can you feel this moment? Can you feel it? Because I can. Wow. You're not supposed to make me cry though. Before sorry, that is a ugly cry, and then I can't get the words out. I'm trying to just reel it in, reel it in. What a magnificent choice of songs for this day. And as you speak to the hurricane, I was at Agape this morning. I got up, I get up at 5 a.m. I went to Agape, I got meditation with Akili Beckwith. And so I was there with him, and we all just were able to soak in that Dharma moment. And then I got on the 405 and I drove my 45 miles out here, and everybody's freaking out, and I'm like, it's all good. It's all good. I got zenned out and remembered in the center of the storm, and Achilles spoke into this too, and I teach this a lot, that in the center of it all, there is stillness, there is calm. So I'm so honored to be here with Soul Center. I remember it took 3 years for me to finally get out here back in the day. It took 3 years. They kept calling, no, I don't want to drive to Orange County 6 days in a row. And then finally, last year I came, and I'm here again, and I think I'll be here more. So, I want to say hello from Reverend Michael. Reverend Michael, my spiritual teacher and the teacher of many. I'm just honored to be here. And it so happens that I was inquired to speak today at Agape, and I said, I'm going to be at Soul Center. So, you guys, I'm here and I'm grateful. So the title of my message today is Isms, Schisms, or the One. And I actually gave this message many years ago at Agape, one of my first messages. But we hadn't had a pandemic, and we hadn't had all the things that are going on in society back then. And so that message called me again, isms, schisms, or the one. And so what are isms? Isms are many, there's many, but I'll name a few. Sexism, racism, ageism. There's so many isms in the world, which is a form of separation. Many of them are separation-based. And then we have schisms, where you're choosing this side over the other side. I mean, family members weren't talking to family members because they didn't do something, or they did do something that they wanted them to do. And if you don't do this, we won't speak to you. And if you do this, we won't speak to you. And there was division. And what is the main cause of man's suffering? Separatism. But what really, really undergirds all that is, if we are separate from God, then of course we can be separate from one another. If we are separate from this higher power, and we have to go out there and find it and seek it out there somewhere, then anything that is in between that will fill us up. And so I am my full-time job, beyond being the director of Teen Agape, beyond being the director of Odyssey, beyond the Living Food Ministry, beyond the Young Women's Mentoring Program. I am the full-time spiritual director of Safe Harbor Treatment Center, which is actually right out here in Orange County. And when I look at those amazing beings who choose to leave their homes, to leave what's familiar, to leave what they know, to go and get support and treatment, and to learn new ways to change their lives. And when they go into those rooms, and because I'm not in AA, I can speak about it. I'm not promoting it, I'm just talking about it. But when they go into those rooms and they understand that they're not alone, that there are many people who are going through the same things that they're going through, all of a a sudden you fall into this understanding of oneness, that we are one. And so once we release this idea of separatism, some deity in the sky watching us, judging us, and we understand that we're literally here to reveal this presence. We are here to reveal this power in and as our voice, in and as the music, in and as serving one another in the community. When we recognize that this presence and this power created us in its own image and likeness, like every word that was spoken before me coming here is supporting all that I'm saying right now. That's the oneness. These coincidences, when things just come together without us planning it and having to think it out and make it happen. Life is actually a flow because we're all one in this thing called life. And so this separatism, this ism, is what's causing so much pain in our society. What if, just imagine if, every single individual on this planet knew that we were all one, and what I do to you, I do to me. If I hate you, that hate comes through me first. If I'm bitter, that bitterness comes through me first. All the time, we're thinking we're at somebody else, we're pointing our fingers out there, and you know that old saying, 1, 2, 3 fingers are pointing right back at me. And so all these isms have caused us so much pain and suffering. And I know this room doesn't have that problem, but there's many out in the world that do have that. Forgetting that there's a power and a presence that we are here not only to reveal, but we are here to stand in the knowing that no matter what you're going through, that I can carry you through it, through prayer, through upliftment, through words of kindness, through compassion. Because what comes through oneness, what shows up when we acknowledge and recognize and remember that we're one, what tends to show up is kindness. In the oneness, there is compassion. In the oneness, there is understanding. You know, Reverend Michael says, understanding or compassion is understanding that you don't understand. I don't have to know every nook, every cranny of who you are to have compassion for you. With oneness, we get to hear one another. We listen to one another. We support one another. With oneness, we recognize that anything I do to you, I am doing to myself. And anything I do to myself, I do to you. So the great prophet Bob Marley said, I'm sick and tired of the ism, schism games. Die and go to heaven in Jesus' name. We know and we all understand a mighty God is living man. We are the emanations of the Most High. We are here to reveal the beauty of the Creator, God, higher power, spirit, ultimate intelligence, divine wisdom, whatever you may call it, just call on it. Because we are here to reveal it in and as our own life, in and as our own being. And so I will not allow myself to stand in this separate state of being. I know that we are all here to remember who and whose we are. Because again, the main cause of our suffering is forgetfulness. It's not that we're not that. It is that we're forgotten we are that. When it was said that I am that, I am. You are the I am presence in its own, revealing itself in and as you. Thousands of us on this planet called Earth, and not one fingerprint is the same. Yet we're trying to convince one another there's only one way to know it? Come on, how limiting is that? There's only one way to know it. There's only one way to it. When we don't even know what's beyond that black hole up there in the sky. Science has no clue. But we want to limit ourselves to this. What we can see, taste, touch, smell, hear. How limited that is. But when we tap into the feeling tone of one another, when we have compassion, and when we hear one another and honor one another, and understand that we're all expressions of the divine, oh my God, how good life is. And the thing about it is, life's good anyway, whether you recognize it or not. So in the mornings at my treatment center, I do a guided meditation. And this year I started doing sound baths. I decided it's time to advance myself. What am I interested in? I love these crystal bowls. I love it when people are, so you gotta understand, I got people coming from like places like, what in the world is that woman doing up there? Got a bunch of bowls in front of her. She's about to, what is going on? But once we get into, and I speak to the body temple and the core of the body temple and the root chakra, and then once I start moving up the body temple and we start playing these singing bowls, the whole room becomes this vibration. We all get to come together. The truth of who we are gets to be revealed without words. They just get to feel into who they are. And we have this moment where there's this, where there's no questioning in the mind. There's just a knowing in the heart. And we come together in such a beautiful and divine way. And they go, hey, tell me a little bit more about that stuff you do up there. It's so weird, but I felt something. And so we're all in this thing called life together. We no longer have to hold on to these isms of the world. We don't have to hold on to these schisms. What we get to do is hold on to the knowing of the one. And to walk in this oneness in such a powerful and magnificent way. And not allow anyone or anything to sway us from the truth of our being. Just like this moment in this room right now, when we're all just being. We're all just being. And recognizing that in our beingness, that's enough. I get to tell our youth that we were born enough. We were born enough. I get to tell them that they've always been enough. I get to tell those in recovery they'll always be enough. And so we can no longer keep trying to get to something. We just get to be that something. Everyone take a deep inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth with me. Right out where you are, watching us, just feel that breath right now. It is said that we did not just take a breath, we were given breath. Yet there's enough oxygen for everybody. We didn't have to go look for the oxygen. We didn't have to go find it. We didn't have to make it happen. We didn't have to go concoct the oxygen. The oxygen was here for us. We have been provided for. Now, walk in that knowing that we're all provided for by the same source, that we're 99.9% the same in physical. Imagine what we are in spirit. That we are 100% the same, from the same essence, from the same power. And it doesn't matter. Just like I tell my people who are healing in addiction, it doesn't matter what age you are. It doesn't matter what sex you are. It doesn't matter your economic status. It does not matter how tall you are. It doesn't matter how short you are. It doesn't matter how wide you are. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. We are all one. And so I remember I did a sermon with years ago, I used to do Thursday night sermon, not years ago, 10 months ago? I did it for many years and I had to leave because I had an injury. Last time I was here, I was sitting in a chair. Oh, I'm doing good now. Yes! And, yes, thank you. And I remember telling them, you know, the greatest equalizer is addiction. Because addiction doesn't care. Doesn't care what age, what race, what sex, your economic status. I've seen the wealthiest, and I've seen those who've lived on the street. I've seen it all. And then when we recognize the oneness, because that's one way, but there's another way to know the oneness of all of us, that there is no status in God, that we're all one, that we're all equal in the presence of God. When we raise our consciousness to that, which is what they do. They raise their consciousness to the understanding of our oneness and to support one another. They get to support one another and uplift one another. It does not take a catastrophe for us to be there for one another. See, that's what I learned from my women in recovery. That's what I learned from my men in recovery. And that you can live the rest of your life serving humanity with your gifts and talents, and that their life can be a living amends. Your life can be a living amends. Have you held things against people that weren't like you? Have you had negative thoughts about someone if they were a little bit louder than you, or if they walked there a little bit, I don't know about her. They didn't dress like you, or they didn't have the same preferences that you had. Well, you get to let that all go. And I know no one in this room has that challenge. But if you know somebody, you can pass the word on. That we're being called to remember who we are, to stand in our oneness, to stand in our divinity, to see beyond appearance, and to know that this thing called life needs every single one of us, or we would have never been born. Our birth is our validation. Our birth tells us who we are. That life needs us. Life needs us. And we're that helping hand that they have been looking for. We are the helping hand, not something out there, but the presence revealing itself as us. I don't even say through us. I'm not separate from it. It's not working its way through me. It's as us, as me. I very rarely use the word connect, because in our brains, connect means something there, something's here, and I have to connect. I don't have to connect to the presence. You don't have to connect to the presence of God, because it already is. And you already are. What a beautiful gift you are to this thing called life. The reading from Goldsmith this morning. I mean, listen, y'all, I couldn't even plan this morning out. I couldn't plan it out. Even the way that we're all in this together in this moment, and we're all in this together, couldn't plan that out. I couldn't say, oh, so-and-so is going to be sitting there, and he's going to look at me, and he's going to smile every once in a while, and he's going to, take a look at the ceiling, and then you're going to be here, and then you're going to sit here, and you're going to do this, and you're going to, can't plan this out, right? But look at it. Look at the beauty. Because every single individual here is on a soul journey. I love the name of this, Soul Center. That we're all on a soul journey, and we're being called to our greater selves. And we cannot deny it. You can't deny it. Even if you try to, it's too painful. It's too painful to sit in those old ways. We must always remember who we are and open ourselves up to the greater good. Reverend Michael said that we were all born enlightened. We were all born enlightened. And then what? Hurt, pain, sadness, bitterness, trauma, all real in the human condition, but it cannot take away the core of who we are. No one can take your soul. No thing can have your soul. And we get to stand in spiritual authority, and we get to stand in spiritual authority, and we get to call forth the truth of our being. There's one presence, one power, one love, omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent, omniactive, God, higher power, spirit, life, whatever you may call it, and it is here as each and every one of us. And so let us walk in the oneness, everyone. Let us recognize the oneness. This is why I love Namaste. The light in me beholds the light in you. The God in me beholds the God in you. The presence in me, the divine in me beholds the divine in you. The beauty in me beholds the beauty in you. The magnificence of the Creator in me beholds the magnificence of the Creator in you. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to ask you to take a minute right now and think to yourself, if there's been even an inkling of separatism, I want to ask yourself the question, where? Even those of you viewing out there, Where in my life do I need to reveal the oneness? Is there forgiveness needed? Because you know what? Forgiveness, when we recognize our oneness, we're willing to forgive. What I love about AA is they say, keep your side of the road clean. And I hear people all the time, he did this and she did that and they did this to me and they did that to me. It's like, what was your part? And so is there somewhere in us where we need to forgive, to stand in forgiveness, to liberate ourselves? What is the greatest liberator? Forgiveness. And what is most forgiveness? Forgiveness of self. Forgiveness for even carrying that pain for so long. Have I been unkind to anyone? Do I need to recognize that person for who they really are, that they are more than their pain and hurt? Do I need to see the greater good in them? Have I been running away from telling the truth about something? Have I been dishonest or manipulating? Do I need to change that? Because that's all fear-based. Non-forgiveness is even fear-based. Doubt, anger, worry, shame, guilt, all fear-based. Or am I willing to stand in love today? Where do I need to reveal the oneness in my life? You know. This is an inner dialogue. This is a remembrance. And it's that still small voice in us that says, oh, just give her a call. Oh, apologize. Oh, next time you walk by that person on the street, whether you have it or not, just look them in the eye. When you watch the daily news, instead of diving in with it, are you willing to pray for it and bless it? Because in this oneness, we switch our whole focus from they and them, which we can call people that, but to the one. We're all one. We are all one. We are all one. Pause in this moment. Identify. And now within yourself, I want you to say yes. Shaking your head, yes. Say yes.
Yes.
Shaking your head, yes. Say yes.
Yes.
Shaking your head, yes. Say yes.
Yes.
Take a deep breath. Now consider this. The fact that you identified it and acknowledged it means that there can be healing there. I'm going to say it again. The fact that you identified it and acknowledged it means that there can be healing there. And the fact that you said yes to it means that healing is possible. Healing is possible. And so I'm going to ask everyone to speak this word with me as you have said yes. I want you to speak this word. Those of you who can stand, I want you to stand with me. If you're at home, stand right where you are at home. And I want you to speak these words with me. I am one with the one will be the words. I am one with the one. I am one with everyone. I am one with the one. I am one with everyone. I am one with the one. I am one with everyone. And now applaud it. I am one with the one. Feel that energy. Feel that vibration. Knowing that you are one with the one, you are one with everyone. One presence, one power, one love, one life. God Almighty, God all good. Oh yes. And so let us walk in that vibration of oneness this day. Let us remember who we are. To remember that you are emanations of the Most High God. And that you are here because life needs you. You were called forth because you are necessary in this life. Whatever gifts and talents that you have, the world needs it. whatever it is, whether it's a smile or a helping hand, know that you are here because life needs you. And so we let go and we let God, knowing all is well and right and good. And we get to sit in the knowing that all is well and right and good. And we allow it to be knowing that we are the eye of the storm, that we are that still point, that we are the stillness. As we stand in oneness, we let it be. Repeat these words with me. It is done.
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 And so it is.
And so it is.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Hallelujah. Thank you, everyone.
Now it's time to call forward our conscious giving angels, so we can do our tithing. It's time for conscious giving.
So I'd just like to share that as you're preparing your conscious giving, I just want you to recognize that as we give, we receive, and as we receive, we give. And as we give back to this community that feeds so many souls, soul-centered. To know that you're giving back to this community so that our singers can do what they do, and the lights are on, and the sound is on, and the air conditioning is on. Know that your financial gifts are beautiful. As you hold those gifts in your hand, I have some words I'd like you to say, whether you're doing it on the phone. Can they do it on the phone here? Oh, yeah, okay. And so as you're giving, which she's going to tell you, the words are Jehovah Jireh. As I give, I receive. I am grateful for what I am giving. May it be returned 1,000-fold. And so it is.
So it is.
Sometimes in our life, we all have pain, we all have sorrow. But if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. We don't need when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for you won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride. If I have things you need to borrow, don't you feel those other needs that you won't let show together? You just call on your brother when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. Let me hear you. I just might have a problem that you understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Very nice. When you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Once again, just call on your brother when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. Yeah, just might have a problem that you understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Ray, give us something too. Give us something.
knowing it's going to provide what we need for our home.
Yes.
That we are going to have a beautiful, spacious place to meet. All our needs will be met, all bills paid, that there's abundance and overflow in everything, and how grateful we are for this, blessing this tithing, and all those that have tithed, knowing it is returning tenfold and released to them. Blessing this day is good and so very good, and so it is. Amen.
And so it is.
So happy to be here on this beautiful day. It's raining outside, there's a hurricane on the horizon, but we're all here together. Wow, what an amazing turnout. And I'm here with Maddie. And we're just talking about the power of visualization and how we can see clearly now that the rain is gone. We're trying to visualize the storm already being over.
Yay.
And yeah, Maddie had amazing words of wisdom this morning about visualization and about how to really drop down into that mode where you can visualize. So do you want to try to read my writing? Yeah.
Picture meditation. Meditation we can connect.
We can connect with our soul.
It's more than anything else. And we have the
And we have the peace of God
peace of God
inside of us.
inside of us.
Yeah.
And